Hey, welcome back. Not too many, not too sure how many of these server videos I'm gonna be able to do. I'm running out of games where they're creating servers. But I've been working on this one for a while. I've been trying to find a way to get Dark Age of Camelot working. All the guides, none of them seem to work. They all seem to be a fork of Dawn of Light. I don't know if that's the original. I've been through so much, I have no idea anymore. I believe I managed to get it working. There is some differences, and we're going to try to go through and get this set up. This may be a longer video. Sorry about that. Um, I am going to try to get. We're going to follow some directions, but the directions don't actually work. So we're going to have to install some stuff, make some changes, etc., etc. I'm going to go ahead and go to dark so we don't kill you too much. All right. Okay. So we are going to go to, let's see here, guide to set up DAoC on Windows 10 because there is no Windows 11 guide. I am looking for a particular guide. This is back in 2022. Oh, no, that's just a setup. That's DAoC, not the server. Emulator. There you go. There it is. SourceForge. dollserver.sourceforge.net 23299. Yes. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I have a working server version. I just lost my video, my file. Where are you? There you are. Right here. So this, in this virtual machine, it actually works. So I'm trying to use this one as a reference. So I'm kind of going through the downloads folder and seeing what's in there to get us started, and that's what we're gonna need. So, all right, the last update on this is I have no clue when because it just says update without actual date on it. So we're gonna use Windows 11, obviously. So you can download the game client. You can get the official one from the Broadsword website. Oh, well, which, by the way, we got to do. Sorry. Link on the forum. This client has some changes. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's get this one if we can. So all these, I'm not going to do all those. This part one is this link is bad, so you want this second link. I believe this one's bad. We're just going to verify it. Maybe it's the good one. Because it's been a while, so not all these files actually still exist. And this is taking its dear sweet time. Let that do its thing. It's one of these stupid things where it doesn't, it opens in the same window. Okay. So we're going to right click and we are going to open a new tab. Well, this one doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. So we open this one in a new tab. Let's try the second one. There it is. All right. Like I said, it's going to be a little longer, and we're going to go through this crap together to try to get what we need. Okay, your download is starting. Just go ahead and let it go. Okay, it is downloading. So you can see it popped up, Opera browser. Just hit the X. You don't want to click on any of this other crap. I mean, this is just insanely stupid. So if your download stops, you may have to repair, which will reload this page, and then it'll of course load more pop-ups and shit. So we're just gonna let that go. It's downloading. As a matter of fact, we can actually close this window, maybe. There we go. Okay, because it'll still download even though the window's closed. So we can also download this mega here. Yeah, see the file is no longer available. So yeah, so it's going to be that second link down there. Now again, you can download it directly from the Broadsword website and get the official version. So and then you'll just have to go down here and get a different set of files to copy over and overwrite some files in your directory. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and let's just do that one. Let's just screw this version right here. because we don't know if that link's always going to be there. So we're going to go to Broadsword. Okay, I have no idea why this thing is being so delayed. Broadsword Games. I have no idea why this is being so delayed. I wonder if it's because of the setting I recently made in my server. Although the entire server's SSD, so it should still be running just fine. Could be because I'm downloading, maybe. Let's try that. Let's see if it's just delays from this download on the virtual machine. Shouldn't be. It's almost done. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. So you want to hit play now. This is on the server. The server does need the game files to play. Decline. I am sorry about this. I don't understand why this thing is just dragging ass right now. I wonder if it's... I use Unraid, and I had my stuff on a cache drive. The cache drive was getting full. So I told it to start running the mover and moving the cache files to the actual array. But it shouldn't be doing it every time. It should only do it at set times. Let's refresh this. I don't know what this pop-up is that won't go away. Decline. There it goes. Well, that shouldn't happen. Go away. Alright, just download the client. I'm not even going to worry about that crap down there. So we're going to download the client. We're going to close this stuff. And the first thing we're going to do is do the client. What do you mean virus scan failed? It's from the developer. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you can see why. I mean, just right now, just some of the issues I'm having. I don't even want this as my destination folder. Didn't even give me an option. I clicked on it and immediately started undoing it on my C drive. I hate using my C drive for anything other than the Windows operating system. Everything goes into an apps drive. I have one drive dedicated to all apps and temp files, etc. But as a virtual machine, and all it's going to do is run this server, I don't care. So yeah, you can update DirectX, that's fine. You probably need to anyway. Well, not really. It's not really an updating of DirectX because you're going to have the newest version. If it even uses DirectX anymore, is that still a thing? I don't know. Anyway, you need whatever version they're using for the last version of the game. So we're going to install. Okay, now it has to swear. So I am going to delete this stuff off my desktop. I do use a custom version of Windows. Only on the virtual machines. Since I delete them so much and I make them and delete them so much, I'm not going to buy a separate Windows license for every single one of them. Okay, new folder. I'm going to call this DAoC. I can't remember if it creates its own folder or not. So what we're going to do is move you aside here and inside here. Create a new folder. And we're going to call this one client. Alright, so now we want to go to users. Your user. For me, it's not so. Desktop, DAoC, and client. And install. No, you do not want to create a game account now. Okay, Dark Age of Camelot is now installed right in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to open it though, because you don't actually have the game. You only have the launch pad or the installer. So it still needs to actually download the game itself. Which is definitely taking its dear sweet time doing. Now we're going to do this one step at a time here. I'm not going to try to do too many things at once so that way it doesn't get too confusing. So, okay, so we are downloading this. So it's about what, 4.6 gig? Is that what that is? 4.2 gig. The last, it's pretty impressive that there's actually release notes for 11/5/2024. Our version, of course, won't be able to play that latest version, but it's still kind of impressive that a game this old still has this recent of an update. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause it while this does its thing here. I know it's not a big deal. I can move on and do other stuff, but we have other files to download and install, and we already saw how it slowed down and was doing one thing. So I'm going to pause it, leave it exactly like this. Once this is done, I will come right back. And for you, it won't be but a split second, but for me, it'll probably be about 20 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. As you can see, all I did was change the background and to just a solid color, and then I turned off the power settings because it kept putting the screen to sleep, and I had to keep waking it up. Anyway, we are now done. We can close the launcher. We're not going to hit play. We don't want to do anything like that. And we should have the full game. Yep. We have the full game. Come on. I don't know why that's acting like that. Anyway, let's pull the website back up. Okay, so we don't need Broadsword. We can close that. Okay, so the game client can be downloaded through Broadsword or from this link. So I stopped that version, so we went to the manufacturer website. Well, the people that own it now. Okay, needs to run smoothly, so we need to download game.dll. So we go to this link. I don't know why you couldn't just put the links in there. But now we're going to go here to MediaFire, and we are going to get game DLL. And again, it's going to pop up crap, so you're just going to close it. And it should be done downloading because it's really small file. Yep. So we're going to, again, it's one of those things where it opens up opens up the page on the same place where you're at. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the folder. Oh wait, it's a zip file. We're going to copy it. We're going to replace the game.dll in the DAoC folder, or in the game folder. I think I know why some of it's running slow. Ooh. Wait, no. I should have installed all that stuff. Never mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a network connection. Let me get out of here so I can just download, or not download, but drop that file in here. So we're going to paste. And we're going to replace game.dll. Okay, alright. Alright, we've done that. We're going to go back. Okay, go to Dark Age game folder. You'll see the file replacing called game.dll. I overwrote it. It says you might want to keep it. Extract the zip into your game folder. Okay, edit. If you download the client from Broadsword, you must swap out the pre-game folder for the characters. And read this post here, which is going to send us to another link to download shit right here. I'm going to download that one. And we'll close that window. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to put these up on a Google Drive or something and provide access because I don't know how long these will stay up there. is it done? It is done. Okay, so we're going to go back. And we're going to open the folder. How many of these damn folders I got open? All right. Open the pregame. We're just going to copy the whole pregame folder. We're going to copy that. This pregame should be in here. Yeah, pregame is right there. So we're just going to go ahead and drop it in here. Paste. I'm sorry this thing's acting so slow. I haven't actually seen this thing run this slow. You know, my virtual machines usually don't run this slow for those of you that have watched my other videos. Alright, okay, what's that doing back there? Alright. Okay. Closing the window behind it. Oh, this is like excruciating. This is really killing me. All right, I want to pause this real quick. I want to see if I can't speed this up because this is just killing me. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I have no clue what's going on with my system today. I'm going to have to take a look at it later. Let's just move forward, shall we? This is going to take enough time as it is. Okay, so all right. So we've downloaded and replaced the pregame folder. Okay, so now we're going to need to install MariaDB. I'm just going to go ahead and download it. I don't care about any of that other stuff. So once it's downloaded, begin the installation. We're going to do default on everything except for the root account. I'm going to add something just generic, but I suggest you do not, especially if you plan on keeping this. I am going to change, no, I'll keep the location on, everything's on the C drive for this one. I don't need a different folder for this. This one's all right. So we'll just put in something short and simple. You can enable access from remote machines if you want. I'm not going to. Well, yeah, I'm not going to. And the data directory is going to be here. You can move that data directory to your installation or to your server folder if you like, just so you know exactly where it's at. But I'm just going to leave it there because I don't care. We're just going to leave everything else default. Okay, we're also going to need HideSQL, by the way. But again, I'm going to do, like I said, one thing at a time. We're installing this. Does it say HideSQL? Because I don't see where it says we need that. Oh yeah, and install HideSQL. It's right there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing command line stuff if I can help it. HideSQL will let us connect to the database and do stuff visually. Come on. Yeah, I know it's a little boring here, but again, like I said, this is one of those things I want to make sure we go step by step on this because I'm trying to remember exactly what I did to get it working, and I'm having trouble remembering that right now even. And I just got it working like 2 days ago. All right, that should be done. So let's download HideSQL. And no, you don't want to go click on that. We're going to get the Windows Package Manager. Maybe not. We don't want. I don't want portable. I really hate these websites that are like this. Release on GitHub. Wait, what is this? Oh, let's see now. There's something going on here. Hold on. Am I not in the right place? HideSQL. Download the installer. Windows 64-bit installer. Yeah, okay. Where the hell did I overlook that? I mean, how did I end up think that? Oh, whatever. Who cares? We found it. Oh, I told you this video would be a little bit longer. Mildly excruciating, right? I mean, we're at 22 minutes and we haven't done much. There will come a time I will pause it because I believe I'm going to install Visual Studio 2022. I don't know if we need it, but I think we need something that's in it to be able to run, for it to build. We shall see. That's fine, 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 fine. So we can close the HideSQL stuff. All right. I do remember Dark Age of Camelot. It was awesome for when it came out. I mean, I loved EverQuest. Warcraft was okay. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. It was pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I liked EverQuest better. But Dark Age of Camelot came out. It was fantastic. Ooh, what's that Conan one? I wonder if there's an emulator server for that. That I can't remember the name of the Conan MMO, but I gotta tell you, the first 10 levels were the best MMO. Was the best MMO experience ever. Fully engaging storyline, voice acting. It was the best 10 levels of any MMO I've ever played. So anyway, okay, so now we want to go here to the GitHub and get the database. So we're going to download the zip. I think this is the one where I ran into issues as well. Yep, this is the one where concat doesn't exist. And I'm trying to remember what I did to get this file. I don't think, maybe it was here in the database. Let me go back to the database. Yeah, here's a release. Okay, never mind. I'm downloading that, and I don't think I have to. Yep, here's the release right here. We just want this one. We want the MySQL. I don't know what the JSON database is for. I haven't figured that one out. It says download JSON database if not present. I haven't figured that one out yet. So okay, so I'm gonna go back over what we just did. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna say okay. So here the directions say download the latest database, clone or download, and I did that. We don't have to do that because this run as a this concat that it wants you to run does not exist. So what we actually have is a database already zipped up for us. So you would actually just click releases. So if we open this in a new tab, and then you come over here and you got releases, and you can click this and get the latest one. And you can see they're still developing. I mean, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, so they're actually still actively working on this. Okay, so now we're going to need 7-zip because they use 7-zip on that as a file. So we're just going to download 7-zip. I mean, you can tell we've already got a huge list of stuff already here. Yeah, the concat's what threw me off for a long time. Kept trying to figure out how to combine the database. It was a simple link over there, and it was buried in some comment about where to find it right there. And it's just that one is what really drove me nuts. I think another server I was looking on. I don't think I got. Did I get Star Wars Galaxies? I can't remember. There was one that I was trying to work on. I'm having issues with. I can't get it to actually build. I get so far to the point where I have to use CMake, and then CMake won't actually make anything. Okay, so now we need to unzip the database, which is in our downloads. It's right there. Oh wait, no, that's 7-zip. Hold on, that's the installer. I just did that. Hold on. Nope, stop. I want this one. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, 105 is the one I did afterwards. Okay, now I'm confused. Now I got to go back and find out for myself which file it was. Go back. Wait, no. Oh wait, did I download the wrong one? That's database 78. 77. Okay, so that's the right one. All right, so it's public DB MySQL. Okay. So it is this one right here. Apparently it's not. It's acting so slow. It's not even taking my double click right now. It's trying to, So we're just gonna right click. And if 7-zip doesn't automatically detect those, you can open the archive. That what we're gonna do is again we are going to go to our desktop. DAoC. And I'm just going to copy it right there. All right, so we don't have to do the clone and all that. We already got the database. It's already been assembled for us. All right, the file's not created. Okay, now that we have the public database created, we go to HeidiSQL on the desktop, click it, a session window will appear, blah, 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 blah. Okay, HeidiSQL. Again, it is apparently taking forever to run. We want a new connection. Everything's going to be the same. You're going to type in your password right there, and you are going to open. Database should be running. There we go. We are now connected. All right. So we want to go to unnamed, right click, new database. Unnamed, right click, create new database. And I believe we just want to name this one doll. Yep, DOL, and it's the UTF-8 General CI. That's another thing. You got to pay attention to that. See where it sets us here? That's not what we want. Took me a while to find that one too. UTF-8. There's a generic or some crap in here. UTF-8. Um, shit. Wait, what is it? UTF-8 General CI. It's going to be MB4. It doesn't. The UTF-8 General CI doesn't exist. The only one that exists is one with MB4. So that's the one we want to select. The UTF-8 MB4 General CI. That's the one you want. Then you're going to go ahead and create that database. So now we have doll. Right there. So now click on doll. So where? Doll. So we're going to right click and pretty much not do anything because I don't see the option. It's there is no option. Is it file run? Yeah, run SQL file. That's what we want to run. You're going to run an SQL file on the doll database, and you're going to send it to the database file that we got earlier. That one. Open it. And I just select yes. And hopefully it's doing its thing. There it goes. As you can see, it's doing all kind of stuff down here. Yeah, I don't know about the 2 hours and 5 minutes. Again, this is something to do with my virtual machine not running correctly. We're at 32 minutes, but I'm going to pause this so you don't have to watch this thing do its thing. It won't take 2 hours, more like 10 minutes maybe, but I'll be right back. It is 1:13. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, it is now 1:16, so it's been literally 3 minutes. Alright. Oh, doll appears to be empty. I wonder why that is. See, now I'm confused. Because I thought we ran it on doll. You know what? I'm not a fan of that. I thought it was supposed to have stuff in it. You know, let me check it on the other server. Let me see what happened with that. Because it works on the other server. Let me see if I loaded it wrong. Get out of here with your bullshit, Windows. Yeah, I know you can't see what I'm doing. Just hold on here. I'm on the other server. Or the other virtual machine. It's running faster. I don't know what's wrong with this one. Because this one's actually a little bit snappier. Not as much, but a little bit more. Alright, so we got... Yeah, this has... Yeah, doll has everything in it on this one. And this one has absolutely nothing. Is there a refresh? There it is. Okay, that's all it was. All right, we just need a refresh. All right, so we got everything we need here. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so we'll minimize that. So we ran the SQL file. We did all that. It did its thing. Yep, and there it actually tells us to refresh. Okay. So anyway, all right. So we got what we need. Once we can run the server software, the auto builder on GitHub is working again, so you can download the latest release from here. We're not ready yet, though. We are going to download this, but we're not ready yet. We don't want the debug. We're going to get the release version. Because there's something, I think there's something else they forgot to tell you that you need. This is excruciatingly slow. Okay, so I'm going to take all these. Right click and copy. New folder. And this one, of course, is going to be called server. Who would have funked it? Okay. I can't stop my server and restart it just to clear out whatever the hell may be buggy right now because my license expired for my Unraid. I purchased one, but I haven't gotten the email with the actual license key yet to add. Because once you activate the key on their website, they then send you a key by email that you put on your thumb drive. I'm still waiting on that to come in. If I stop my array, I won't get it started again without it. So we're going to paste those files here. Alright, that's taking forever. Hold on, let me try something instead. Even this is taking forever. Right click this one. We're going to open the archive with 7-zip. Take everything and copy it over. See how much faster that's going? That makes more sense now. Look at that. So much faster than using Windows. And replace the files. We're almost there, I think. Come on. It's not letting me move anything. I'm trying to close these windows. There we go. Close you up. There we go. Okay. We're going to end up running the DAW server batch file, but not yet. Alright. Extract the release version. Okay, go to the folder and extract the files. Double click on DAWconfig.exe. It will pop up saying it will create a config file. Click yes. Alright. So, this is where shit started to go downhill too, was where I had problems with this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to install, what is it, .NET 8. I believe that's what I want. Give me a second. Let me check the download folder of this one. .NET Runtime 8016. See, when I typed in, oh, I need .NET, I went right here and I ended up getting 6. 6 does not work. Let's see, what is it? .NET Runtime 8. There it is. There we go. We want Windows x64. So that's where I went wrong that first time. That took me forever. It kept failing, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. It turns out I was running 6 because when I typed in .NET, it goes to 6, and they're actually on like .NET 10. So I don't even know why 6 is showing up as like a default when you type in .NET, but it does. So pay attention to that. You need at least 8. I haven't tried the other versions because I know 8 works. So I'm just sticking with that for now. And our list grows ever longer. So hopefully someone will find this video useful. Now, while you're doing this on the server and you have some free time while it's installing stuff, on your desktop, you need to do the same thing with the client. You need to download it, you need to replace that folder, and then, replace the game DLL so you can actually play. So you do need the modified version as well on your desktop to be able to play, because that's the same client that you're going to connect to. Or, well, the server's using the same client, and you need to use the same client to connect to the server. So you need to do that same process. And I wouldn't use, like, if you're using the same PC, I would have two separate installations of the game files. I would have the game files for the server and then the game files for myself to play with. I wouldn't be using both. I don't think it would cause an issue, but it's not worth, playing the game and crashing out somewhere along the way, finding out you can't progress because they're both trying to use or write to the same file at the same time, and that would just suck. So hopefully I don't need a restart after this, because right now we're making pretty good progress. So while that's doing that, like I said, one thing at a time, but I do want to, look at the directions and see what it's saying to go next. Okay, download and release version. Double click on the dull config exe. That should be in the config folder. I'm not clicking it yet, I'm just looking for it. We're still installing. Alright. It's this one. No, it's this one right here. I forgot in this version of Windows where the option is to show the extensions and hidden files. I forgot where that was at. Doesn't really matter. Oh, wait, it's under view. There it is. Yeah, file name extensions and hidden items. You don't need the hidden items. That's just something I always clicked on. Now we got the exe, and that's just a config. So we are still installing that 8. Good times. Where's my live view of my device? Alright, I got some 3D printing here in the background. And how the hell do I have 34 minutes left? Yeah, I like PetG, but dear God, you gotta print slower than normal with it. So anyway, let me minimize that. Alright, come on. Wait, we're not too far off. And we're definitely getting closer. You can see and there's like some comments underneath, I think. So we're almost done to the end of the instructions. But you can see there's been a couple of variations that we've made. Not many, but enough to cause you confusion. The people that created DAoC were trying to create a new game called Camelot Unchained. And some of the video they released of their siege warfare, which is what the game is, they pretty much just took the concept of what they created, Dark Age of Camelot, the realm versus realm battle, and just made a game strictly based on that, and that's it. No actual like MMO built around that. Is with that being like the ultimate core function. They gave you other stuff to do and play an actual MMO with quests and all that stuff and abilities, and instead they just tried to create the PvP portion of it, and it's not going very well. And it looks like pretty much from what I understand, it looks not much better than Dark Age of Camelot does, and that's an aged game. So it's like it seems like all they did was strip that portion out of it, throw it into its own client server, or yeah, its own client server, and just say, here you go. I don't know. I've never been a fan of PvP though. I like PvE. I don't like, when I play and I have my free time, I don't want to have to worry about going out and doing some questing or sitting down to heal, or if it's EverQuest, the original EverQuest, get my mana back and then just get killed. If I put my character in a somewhat safe spot from mobs and I get up to get something to drink, I don't want to come back and be dead. Unless it's, of course, by the game itself, in which case that's just, my mistake. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the PvP. I liked the way EverQuest did it, but some of the games later on, they started, instead of being able to PvP in the same server, they started creating separate servers. But then I couldn't play with my friends. The guys I played with, they really enjoyed PvP, and they always played majority on those servers, so we never had a same level character on the same servers. Um, you know, EverQuest had the Priest of Discord. You could either get the book or turn the book in or destroy it. I forget what it was, but one of them would turn you into PvP, and then you could get out of it, and it's like 24-hour rotation or switch or something. You couldn't just go back and forth. All right, anyway, okay, so now we got that done. So now it says it wants us to run this. DAO config exe. So let's go ahead and let's run that. Okay, I don't really see it doing anything. There's no configuration file present. That's exactly what we were supposed to see. Yes, go ahead and create it. All right. So first we want to go to database. You don't want to mess with anything else. We're going to go to database. Definitely want to change it to MySQL because we're not using SQLite. That was step 2. Step 3 is username is, right now it's root because we never created another user for this, which if you know how to use database, you can create another user and you don't have to use your root account, but right now that's all we're doing. So I'm testing the connection, and there we go. We are connected. So we are going to save that configuration. All right. All right, and close the window. Okay. All right. Now it says now double click on DAO server exe. A DOS window will appear and text will start scrolling indicating that blah blah blah. Okay. So now we go back to the server. Now we don't have DAO server exe, we have DAO server.bat. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's run the bat file. Oh, because it just runs DAO server DLL is what it does. It runs this. It's like that's why I couldn't do it because it was it's .NET run or some crap, and then you put in that. So that's all it's doing is running that. Okay. Well, I don't think it actually took it, so it didn't take my double click. So we'll just open it this way. Or not. Oh, there it goes. All right. Script assembly missing. Recompile required. This is always the nervous part for me. Makes me wonder what's going on, if it's going to work. So we're just going to sit here and see what happens. There it goes. Nice. So Once it's done with that, we need to download yet something else, but we're waiting for it to say something like game server is now open, ready for connection. So that's a good sign. So we need to allow the net host. Nice. Loading spells, server rules. Don't worry about the nav mesh fail for stuff. I don't know if all that stuff works. I don't know if those zones are even available. I don't know how far along this project is. I didn't do any research on it. I just wanted to get the game up and running. And I'm assuming the database, you can just replace the database. Like every time, they update it, like it was 2-3 months ago, they last did something. If they do a new one, you should be able to just do the run SQL and load the database again. It may wipe out your character, or it may only make anything that's changed. Loaded one mob. There we go. 16,177 mobs in Albion. Atlantis has 14,000. Hibernia 11. So there are some zones like Cetus's Pit has one mob. Maybe that's a boss. I don't know. I've never been to Cetus's Pit. Maybe that's where the boss lives. No idea. But at least it's good to see it's loading a ton of mobs up there, though, for all the other regions. Bunch of quests. That's good. That'll help Sir Quate find his sword. We should be near the end of it. Server is now listening for incoming connections. That's what we're looking for right there. Okay. All right. So the server's now running. So now the server is running. We got to go to download the DAoC portal. All right. Well, let's go do that then, shall we? DAoC portal.zip. Open the file. I'm going to drag this, put it on the desktop. Okay. Oh, wait. We don't want to do this on the server. Hold on. No. Sorry. This is to actually run the game. So the server's done. So now what we want to do is we want to go to our desktop, which mine's going to be an absolute disaster. Mine's a mess. The AOC portal, though. So we're going to go ahead and open that. All right. So now we've got DAoC portal on the PC that we plan on playing the actual game with. So we're going to run portal exe. Okay, that's fine, and that's fine. Alright, according to the directions here, extract a file, run portal exe from it. Now we set the default directory for our DAoC game. Click on File and Settings. File and Settings. Now, I downloaded that Yggdrasil one, but either way, this would be the same thing that you would get from the client if you downloaded their version. And you would point it directly to where the installation is. So you would browse, and then wherever you put it, DAoC doll, and then right here. Did I try running it? Yeah, I think I tried running this on the... Anyway. So once you've got that, don't worry about patch. Just go ahead and what's next? Under Client tab, click Browse. Okay, click OK and then close. All right, so now my installation, now it knows where my DAoC game is. Now click on custom shards. You can see the local test server is down because we did not change the name. But anyway, what I need to do is pull it back up. Nope, that's Docker. That's not it. Okay, so I need to get the IP address because we are connecting remotely. I am not on the same machine, so I can't do like localhost or something. So I am on 115. So I am on 115. So we are going to right click, add server. 192.168.2.115. Okay, and you can see it's green. It sees the server. Nice. Okay. Now you can just create a user and password right here, or we can just do this. Or do we have to do that? Yeah, okay, it's asking you to go ahead and do this here for what you want. It'll create the account for you, and it's telling you to do it right there. And you click the test server that you want to play on, because you can see I have a second one. That was from the first time I tried doing this. I'm going to turn the volume down, because if it works, it's going to be loud. And here's the big test. All right, here we go. All right, that's a good sign. Okay, what was that? We'll click Hibernia, I guess. I don't know. All right. All right, let me turn this down some more. There we go. So you want to change your settings here. Make sure you get it. Otherwise, it's going to be like 600 by 400 or some crap. So change your resolution right here before you go into the game. Wait, which reminds me, where's my music? Graphics, controls, interface, music, volume. Apparently it doesn't like turn off music. Okay, well that doesn't work very well. So we'll select a slot and click create. That's like a tree people? I've never seen tree people. Furbolg, Celt, Minotaur. What are the tree people? Oh, it looks like they're tanks. The basic fighting class can use almost all weapons. That's the same type of thing. What the hell's a mentalist? Mind control and power. Damage their enemies and heal their friends. Interesting. Okay. Give yourself a name. And continue. So now we will go random. Good enough. Continue. There's our character. Yay! Come on. There you go. Stay on the move. Standing still makes you an easy target in RVR. Yes, realm versus realm. That moves. I'm sure this moves. I just don't know how to get it to move. Can you right click on it, move? There's got to be a way to relocate all this stuff. Like tutorial moves, okay, that's fine. Okay, you can even move your combat, which is great. That's fine. Okay, so you can move this shit around. Get off me. Can you move that? Yeah, you can even move that. So why in the hell can I not move? Oh, there I can. I just had to grab it in the right spot. Okay. So anyway, here's the game. Oh, wait. Okay, so the compass doesn't move, though. Of course, I said that about that, too. What is Daltopia? I declined the first time I loaded this up. I'm going to accept anyway and see what happens. I don't know what Dawn of Lightopia is. You can click no and just play the game normal. I'm just actually curious to see what this actually is. But as you can see, the game's up and running. You have a playable version of, somewhat version of DAoC. What the hell is this place? Okay, well that's... Is this like a training ground or something? Evil Thief of the Shadow Clan. Part of Help Sir Quate find his sword quest. This must be like a training thing. Stop. This must be like the training ground. The weird thing is if you go to run, you like hold down the shift key, you stop. How'd I die? You died fighting for your realm and what? I was killed by the mayor. How the fuck did the mayor kill me? Mayor McCheese? Release timer. Well, how do I come back? Well, I died. I have no way of coming back. Wait, what is with this damn timer? It's taking forever. Not so dead. Thank you. Well, maybe this is only in Dulltopia. I don't know. I don't know how to quit the game either. Help. Oh, release your corpse upon death. Okay, so there's a release button up there. Okay. Let's not go back to Dulltopia. Okay, well, anyway, you can see the game works. I'm going to quit. Apparently it's going to take 30 seconds. So anyway, where's the, wow. They disabled, like, my Windows key. I can't even get it to pop up. So I can get out of here. There we go. Now we're exiting. And quit. Okay, so now, if you were to go into here in your config, go in the config file, I'm just going to use Notepad for now. You can use whatever you want. Yeah, I got it, whatever. Is this where we want to go? No, maybe not. Alright, ignore me. It's not where we want to go. Oh, server config XML maybe. Yep, right here. Server name. Short name. Well, that's one spot where you can change it. I think, oh, that's, when you're actually in the game and you're picking what to play, you can change those. You want to right click and open that with, like, Notepad or something. Because you can't do it from the browser page. Where is, oh, server runtime configuration. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of. Come on. Again, I don't know how many times I can say I'm sorry about how slow this damn thing is. Edit in Notepad. Where the hell is it? I did not have this much of an issue last time trying to find it. I found it like right away. Is it in the batch file? Because that'd be too easy. How much you want to bet it is? No, because that's the .NET DLL. Fairly positive it's not in the scripts folder. Yeah, it's not. I'm just trying to find out where. I'm trying to remember where to change the actual server name from test server whatever. I swear it was right here in the DAW configs, but it's not. Anyway, I can leave that up to you to figure out because it doesn't really matter much. Because you're not going to put this into production more than likely. And if you are, well, then you know more about this than I do to try to find this other stuff. So anyway, your server's up and running. You can just Control C to quit, and you're done. That is it. You now have a working DAoC installation. So time to close this out and get rid of it. All right. Do I have it open up over here anywhere? Open world server system. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I don't know where it is up here. I thought I had DAoC open, but I guess I don't. I got way too much stuff. I need to start removing it. Anyway, enjoy your server. It was definitely a pain in the ass trying to get all that to work and figure out exactly what I was missing. So enjoy, and until next time, bye.